So far in Vegas, I've walked through some lovely hotels, seen some impressive displays, enjoyed color and style, eaten at some great buffets, marveled at some marvelous ceilings, and watched as a volcano began to burn itself out. Now, at the end of my visit, I wanted to do something big, and few things in town are bigger than taking a trip on the High Roller. Welcome to the High Roller. As I start making my way to the top, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the High Roller and the city I'm currently visiting, Las Vegas. Let me begin by rolling some numbers that you probably won't be interested in. I'm sorry, big numbers that you won't be interested in, like 7.3 million tons of steel, 40,000 cubic yards of poured concrete, and two giant balls weighing in at almost 10 tons each. These are just some of the components that make up the High Roller. It's a modernized Ferris wheel, a masterpiece of engineering, design, technology, and physics. Hubs, spindles, and the longest spokes I've ever seen. It took 3 years to put the High Roller's 20,000 stationary parts and moving pieces together using some intricate and demanding construction. Parts were crafted all over the world and delivered to Las Vegas, where the wheel was then assembled on site. Nearly every aspect of the High Roller surpasses every other observational platform. From the scale to its size, the High Roller towers above the rest. With each rotational journey, the High Roller is propelling 28 cabins weighing in at about 44,000 pounds each up to the astounding 550-foot apex. That's the equivalent of raising more than 1.2 million pounds up a 60-story building. That's just one of the many reasons that makes the High Roller experience one for the record books and one to remember. Now, if you think that Las Vegas is full of shady characters today, let me tell you about a shady character who helped shape the city, Bugsy Siegel. Bugsy was a notorious mobster who was good with a gun, but who was also, over time, able to make a good name for himself and was well liked amongst other mobsters. But he was also a visionary and could see the future. In the early 1940s, so early that it was actually 1937, he came to the Nevada desert and envisioned an oasis of nightclubs, casinos, hotels, and showgirls. You know, like, Las Vegas. In 1946, Siegel gained control of the Las Vegas Hotel. William R. Wilkerson was coerced into selling all his stakes in the Flamingo under the threat of death and went into hiding in Paris for a while. From this point, the Flamingo became syndicate-run with Bugsy in charge. The rumor is that he renamed the hotel the Flamingo after Virginia Hill and her long, skinny, chicken-like legs. Bugsy spent big fixing up the Flamingo, demanding the finest building that money could buy at a time of post-war shortages. As costs soared, his checks began to bounce. By October of 1946, the Flamingo's costs were over $4 million. By 1947, they were over $6 million. That equates to over $20 million USD in the year 2020. By late November of that year, work on the Flamingo wasn't quite done, but almost. The Flamingo opened on December 26, 1946 with only the casino, lounge, theater, and restaurant complete. But after only 2 weeks, the Flamingo's gaming tables were $275,000 in the hole, and in late January of 1947, the operation was shut down. But Siegel pressed on, doing everything he could to turn the Flamingo into a success. The hotel reopened on March 1, 1947 and began turning a profit. Though profits had improved, the mob bosses above Siegel were tired of waiting, and on June 20th, 1947, he was assassinated while sitting in his girlfriend Virginia Hill's Beverly Hills mansion. Shot through the window with a .30 caliber military M1 carbine, hitting him many times, including twice through the head, with one shot going straight through his cheeks and another shot entering through his nose, causing an eye to burst from its socket. The killer was never found, but rumor has it that the hit wasn't done over money, but love. Whatever the reason was, it was a bloody end to one of the founders that made Las Vegas the great place that it is today. But Bugsy's idea that he's still recognized for today put him at the forefront of the boom to develop Vegas into a gambler's paradise. You can even check out a dedication to him at the site of where the original Flamingo stood, the middle of the current Flamingo's wildlife habitat. With the groundwork for what the valley could become laid out, Las Vegas was now open for business. By 1954, more than 8 million visitors were coming to town and laying down more than $200 million a year. Some were even lucky enough to take a few bucks home, making Vegas a destination for quick wins along with glitz and glamour. Soon, Las Vegas began attracting some of the country's top performers. Elvis in his first appearance in 1956, and by 1962, audiences flocked to Vegas to see the Rat Pack in action as they played to packed houses. Then, in 1966, Vegas took another leap forward with the opening of its most lavish resort of the time, Caesar's Palace. This stunning masterpiece was a game-changer for the Vegas Strip and set the bar for all future Vegas casinos and resorts. Caesar's Palace quickly became the gold standard of Las Vegas entertainment, from iconic championship boxing to the legendary performers on stage, to finally reinventing the retail shopping experience, although I'm not sure what that means. Today, Caesar's Palace Sportsbook is recognized as one of the existing sportsbooks in Las Vegas. Caesars also owns the most trusted name in poker, the World Series of Poker. And Caesar's Palace continues to innovate with being the first to introduce popular artists in residence with the Coliseum. With this new precedence for lavishly designed resorts, exciting casino action, and world-class entertainment, the Las Vegas Strip is exploding into what you see in the view today. All around, Las Vegas is one of the world's top entertainment destinations. And to think, it all started from a mobster's dream. If you look down, you can see that somehow, some way, somebody has been doing cookies on the rooftop parking of the structure below. Cookies are just one of the million types of treats served in the city of Las Vegas. Wow, look at that view. There's a lot you can see up here beyond the Las Vegas Strip, starting with the southwest, which you may or may not be currently facing. Looking over the Flamingo lies Death Valley National Park, roughly 120 miles away, which protects the northwest corner of the Mojave Desert and includes Badwater Basin, the lowest point in North America, some 280 feet below sea level. Now, looking towards the northwest, past Caesar's Palace, some 25 miles away, is the Red Rock Conservation Area, with its copper-colored formations, sandstone peaks, and its dramatic walls known as the Keystone Thrust. Now, if you can keep a secret, about 90 miles to the north, located well beyond the end of the strip, lies a place that everyone has heard of, even though it supposedly doesn't exist. Area 51. You're free to speculate on your own, because I can't control your thoughts, and I'll say nothing to try to persuade you in any way. Except, there are a lot of rumors flying around about it being a military base with heavy security where they test alien technologies and keep the remains of recovered space monsters. Also, if it's anything like many other military bases across the country, there's probably a Popeye's chicken restaurant on site. But you didn't hear that from me. Continuing to move clockwise, looking to the southeast away from the strip, the Grand Canyon is 170 miles away on the other side of Lake Mead. Less than 1 minute to go until your cabin reaches the apex of the high roller above the Las Vegas Strip. From here, you can see a lot of open parking spaces and a whole lot of hotel windows just begging for a sneak peek into the life of the average Las Vegas visitor. Soak in that view, savor this moment, and count it down with me. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, commercial sign now. Congratulations, you've reached the top. 500 feet above the Las Vegas Strip, you are now truly a high roller. To appreciate how high you probably are, look out the window. You're higher than the Eiffel Tower, or at least the Las Vegas version. You're higher than the Statue of Liberty, and that's the Vegas version on top of the original in New York City. You've surpassed the heights of the ancient pyramids in Egypt, as well as the not-so-ancient pyramid on the Strip. We've pressed to the top, but there's still a lot to see on our descent, especially when we can completely turn our attention away from what's going on outside and use our imaginations to travel back in time to this very spot some 200 million years ago. In the middle of the Triassic era, what is now Las Vegas was submerged beneath an ancient inland sea, teeming with unique and ferocious prehistoric creatures. By 100 million years ago, that sea had evaporated and the area was populated with land dinosaurs, such as hadrosaurs, iguanodons, sauropods, allosaurs, tyrannosaurids, ankylosaurs, and hypsilophodontids. Fossilized remains of these and many other dinosaurs have been discovered across the region. All of this was contained within the Las Vegas Basin, created by the mountains you see around you, which were once active volcanoes whose molten magma cooled to shape the desert landscape. Speed up the clock to 10,000 years ago, and nomadic pygmy and North American tribes traveled across the great desert landscape, leaving behind petroglyphs. 2,000 years ago, the Anasazi and Paiute tribes settled here. Native Americans remained as the area's exclusive residents until 1829, when a Mexican scout reached a mesa overlooking this great valley and saw its desert grass and cool springs. He named it Las Vegas, Spanish for the Meadows. For nearly a century, Las Vegas was a popular spot for explorers, such as John C. Fremont, but largely remained a small frontier town in the middle of the desert with a population of 400 people. Only one word can express how a frontier town turned into what you see today. Dam! As in the Hoover Dam, just 40 miles to the southeast. Construction on the dam started in 1931 and took 4 years to complete. But the dam created something even bigger: Lake Mead, the nation's largest reservoir which has over 700 miles of shoreline. The Hoover Dam transformed the area and provided conditions that allowed residents to begin moving to Las Vegas and to launch the beginnings of that glamorous oasis in the desert. Jesus, those spokes are huge! Here on the High Roller, you've seen Las Vegas from a totally different perspective. In a few minutes, our frightening journey together will come to an end. But in typical Vegas fashion, we want you to go home broke. Directly below you, the Link Promenade offers a unique collection of dining and bars. Dining in case you're hungry, bars in case you need to throw up after reaching the top on the High Roller. From tacos to burgers, beers to cocktails, there are plenty of options to refuel before you set off on your next Vegas adventure. Vegas is apparently a shopper's paradise and home to the best brands in the world. Find that special souvenir or that perfect outfit for a night out on the town at one of the Link's many boutique offerings. Or cross the streets to the Forum Shops at Caesars with an impressive collection of in-demand brands and retail stores. Las Vegas is the entertainment capital of the world, and if I keep telling you that, you'll eventually believe it. So, surely you have some plans to catch some shows by now, right? Here at The Link, prepare for a night of magic with Matt Franco, winner of America's Got Talent and otherwise a dude you've probably never heard of. He's so good, he even made himself disappear from a cabin right here on the High Roller. Of course, in time, he came back. Or check out how Caesar's Palace continues to raise the bar for incredible talent and top performance. Just down the street, more qualified magicians Penn and Teller take the stage at Rio All Suite Hotel and Casino. Legendary performance, masters of magic, the greatest in comedy, the best place in the world for live entertainment, and delicious Cajun chicken, happening every night aboard the High Roller. Don't forget to stop and check your own High Roller photo on the way out. They are incredibly expensive. Incredible culinary experiences, amazing shows of magic and wonder, top performers taking the stage every night, world-class shopping adventures, and of course, non-stop casino entertainment, whatever that is. They ought to call it non-stop casino disappointment. Las Vegas has certainly come a long way from its hollow desert oasis beginnings. And so have you, towering over Las Vegas on the High Roller. We're at the end of our journey together. We hope you enjoyed the High Roller experience and wish you all the luck in the world and that you enjoy your visit to Las Vegas. Please follow all safety instructions as you disembark the cabin and enter the wheelhouse. Stand clear of the doors. The cabin is approaching the wheelhouse. Lights around the door will start flashing to indicate which door to exit from. Don't exit from the wrong door. We have to buff out scrapes and scratches every time somebody does. Thanks again for making the High Roller the highest place in town. That never comes out right. Watch your step as you basically take the fire escape off of the backside of a building in an attempt to get clear of the wheelhouse.